Hey Nerd Fighters, it's Friday! Woohoo! Yes. So I like to think I'm a very positive, optimistic person, so I don't tend to go on a lot of rants very often. There are only a few things that I truly hate in this world, like gender profiling and stereotypes and any type of negative attribution you can give a person. I'm not going to do one really long, boring rant. I'm just going to do 3 miniature rants. All of which will be about the city of Ottawa, because as much as I love the city, there are a few parts of it that I really don't like. For starters, Ottawa radio stations. The Ottawa radio stations I'm referring to particularly are the ones that play rock music. I listen to the radio a lot when I'm driving, and 3 of the 6 presets that I have on my car radio are rock stations. Rock is a genre that's been around since the early 1950s? But the radio stations here tend to think that 80s rock is the only type of rock music out there. These stations claim to play a variety of artists from different generations, however, I always end up hearing the same songs over and over and over again. We have a commercial-free rock playlist coming up with a variety of different artists, starting with AC, Ozzy, Van ZZ, Led, Dead, Def, Zeppard, Bon, White Snake, and Roses. Great! I love this song. I definitely want to hear it 40 more times this week. You've heard me rant about this in a previous video before, but the Ottawa traffic light system. Let me tell you how traffic infrastructure is supposed to work. When you're on a main stretch of road, along this road there are little minor streets intersecting this road. All of those minor streets should have a traffic light, and all those traffic lights should be in sync with one another. That means, if I get stopped at one red light, all of the lights down the road should be red as well. I shouldn't have to worry about stopping at one red light, it turning green, and then me having to stop at the next red light, and then it turning green, just in time for me to stop at the next red light, all the way until the next main stretch of road that intersects. That's not how it's supposed to work. They should all be in sync. Ottawa, fix this problem. I hate driving for 50 minutes when I should only be driving for like 5. And for my third rant, I'm going to dip into politics a little bit on a controversial issue that's been going on for the last couple of weeks. And of course, I'm talking about the funding cuts to the experimental lake research facilities. The Canadian Freshwater Research Centre is internationally renowned. And despite the fact they had a vote to decide whether or not they wanted to cut funding to this program, and 75% of the voters opposed this actual funding cut, they still decided to cut it anyways. Bah! And not only is it totally unwarranted, but it is entirely ideological and not a monetary-based decision. It's going to cost a significant amount of money more to close it than it would be to just keep it going. Harper. But anyway, with that aside, time for Nerd News! This week in Nerd News, do you like getting caught in the rain or pina coladas? Well, if you answered yes to one of these questions, preferably the first one, then do I have something for you? There's an article found on randominternational.com about this one room called the Rain Room. This Rain Room is a room that, you guessed it, rains. It's a really big room that is a simulation of what it's like to be caught in the rain without A, wind, B, cold, or C, getting wet. That's right. Essentially, there are sensors in the floor and in the roof that detect where a person is standing, so it's going to rain throughout the entire room except where it actually indicates a person is standing. So you can walk through the rain without actually getting wet. It's so cool! Anyway guys, that's it for me, DFTBA. Have a good weekend, and as always, best wishes. I just love arm movements.